Hey, it's Andy here with Out of Drumming. Today we're gonna have a closer look at this Millenium MPS 1000.
Art of Drumming is not just a YouTube channel, but also a free platform where you can find numerous drum-related courses filmed by major international artists. Head on over and join our growing community.
During the last years, all major brands and electronic drum kits have introduced electronic kits that have the look of an acoustic kit. So that featured wooden drum shells, but with mesh heads on top. And now Millenium also entered the same market, but for a more reasonable price. This kit is less than €1,000 and therefore a lot cheaper than the competition. So let's have a close look at how good it is and if it's able to compete with the others. Before we get into detail, let's listen to kit number 2, the standard kit. The MPS 1000 comes with 3 toms, 10, 12 and 14 inches, a 13-inch snare and a 20-inch bass drum. The cymbals are 2 15-inch 2-zone crash pads, so they have 1 zone at the bow and the bell and 1 zone at the edge, a 3-zone pad for the right cymbal in 18 inches, so you have a separate bell, bow and edge, and a 2-zone hi-hat pad. Once again, edge and bow. The toms and the snare are also 2-zone pads. So you have the possibility to have 1 sound with the mesh head of the toms and 1 sound at the rim. So if you want to place a cowbell sound at the rim of one of your toms, or if you want to place a loop here or whatever sound you're thinking of, this is possible. Also, the 2-zone snare offers the opportunity to play cross-stick sounds or rim shots. The kit also comes with a full set of hardware. So you get 3 double-braced cymbal stands, a hi-hat stand, a bass drum pedal, and also a double-braced, pretty sturdy snare drum stand. So you don't need any hardware beforehand. So for less than €1,000, you will get everything you need to get started right away. The only thing that does not come with this kit is the drum throwing. So now let's listen to one of the other kits and then let's get into detail about the module. Now let's get into the module. The first thing you see when you look at the MPS 1000 module are the faders on the left-hand side. Those enable you to quickly mix and match the volume of all the individual pads. So if you're playing and you're feeling like the snare is too loud, just grab the fader, pull it down, and you have really easy access to this. You still have the possibility to fix the velocity of the individual sounds in the menu and get everything straight before you start playing. But when you're on stage, in your rehearsal room or wherever, and you're just feeling like, oh, this crash could be a little quieter, you can just grab the crash tool, pull it down, and you're fine. You also have very quick access to your master volume and the headphone volume, and the selection wheel enables you to switch between drum kits pretty fast. The kit comes with 40 pre-installed drum kits ranging from standard rock kits to Latin or electronic sounds. With more than 800 pre-installed sounds, you have a lot to choose from to create the 40 more user sets that you can store on the module. So you have a total of 80 drum kits you can choose from, 40 pre-installed and 40 user kits. The internal storage also enables you to load in your own sound files. So if you have a snare sample that you like a lot, or if you want an electronic snare for a certain song or whatever, you can simply load this sound into the module and create your own kit out of it. Now let's talk about the connectivity of the MPS 1000 module. You have a stereo line in and a stereo line out. So you can, for example, if you want to connect your laptop, play to your music, if you want to connect your phone and play to music, this is possible via the line in. And the line out, in this case, is your main out. You also have 8 direct outputs that you can route however you want. So if you want to send out a crash cymbal separately so that you can mix it afterwards, or if you're playing on a stage and you want to give the front of house guy all the individual instruments so he can play around with the volumes of the individual instruments, this is all possible. Additional to the audio ports, there are also 2 USB ports. One for MIDI, so that you, for example, if you want to plug it into your DAW and use it to trigger whatever drum kits you have on your computer, you can do that. Or also if you want to use it to just write MIDI files or transcribe what you're playing. The other USB port is for external storage unit. So if you have a USB stick with your sounds on it, you can simply plug it in and load your files onto the module. In the front of the module, there are also 2 headphone outputs, a small and a large jack. And besides all the physical in and outputs, there is also Bluetooth built into this module. So you also have the possibility to simply connect your smartphone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever, and play with your favorite music. So let me quickly connect my smartphone and play with one of the drumless tracks you can find for free at ArtOfDrumming.com. Now let's get a little more into the options you have when it comes to dialing in your sounds, and also what else you can do with the module. Besides the connectivity options, where you can connect your phone or laptop or whatever, you also have 70 songs already in the module. So if you're looking just for music you can play to, you will always have some songs with you, even without any external devices. You also have 23 internal effects with this module. So if you want to have a compressor or a reverb on the drum kit, you can simply use the internal effects directly inside the MPS 1000 and you don't need any external device for that. So the module gives you all the tools you need to dial in your own sound, create your own kits, manipulate the kits that are already there, and come up with your own sound within the possibilities of the samples that are already there or the ones that you load into the module. I don't want to go into too much detail about the possibilities you have in all the menus and when it comes to dialing in your sounds. So first, let's listen to another very different kit, a more Latin kit, and then let's talk about how it feels and how the all-in-all quality of this kit is. So let's talk a little about the general build quality and the feel of this kit. What really surprised me when we got this kit out of the boxes were the cymbals, because the surface and the overall build quality of those, they just feel pretty good, and compared to others that I had in my hands from other companies, those feel also pretty professional. And in this price range, this surprised me a lot. Also playing those, it feels okay. There's still trigger cymbals and I prefer real ones, but for the price, very good. When it comes to the wooden shells, however, you can tell that those are pretty cheap. So one spot where you can see this are the hoops of the bass drum. The wrapping appears to be very simple and isn't applied that well. And also the wood is, it's very simple, so to say. But it's an electronic kit, so it's not that big of a deal what wood type this is and how the build quality of the drum shell is. The hardware, however, on the whole kit feels very sturdy and actually also looks pretty nice. So there's no issue that this isn't sturdy or whatever. So at some point they had to concentrate on the features that are important for an electronic drum kit instead of an acoustic kit. So a very sturdy hardware, all in all a sturdy appearance of the whole set, and also a quite good playing feel. The double ply mesh heads do not feel that much different from the ones other companies use, and so you don't have to sacrifice playing feel for the price. One thing that's different from other companies is that here you have the trigger point quite close to the rim, instead of other companies having it in the middle of the drum head. This changes the sensitivity of the different zones of the pad. For example, if you play on the opposite side, the triggering won't be that precise, but still ghost notes, low noise playing works well on all of those pads. Before we get into the final result of all of this, let's hear one more kit from the module. So to sum it up, for less than €1,000, you get quite a lot of electronic drum kit here. You get a full set of hardware, drum shells that look like an acoustic kit. You get tons of sounds inside the module and a lot of connectivity possibilities. So if you're looking for a simple tool to practice on, to do your MIDI work for transcriptions or DAW work with MIDI drums, or if you're just looking for a fun tool at home where you can't be that loud, this kit is definitely something to consider, because you can save a lot of money and still get the key features that you need. Of course, you need to keep in mind that you're in a rather low price range here. So if you spend more money, you will get a different build quality, you will get a different trigger sensitivity. But if you're looking for a tool that simply works, is easy to set up, and that you can just get out of the box and start playing, this is definitely something to consider. So what is your first impression of the MPS 1000? And do you like electronic drum kits that have real, like, wooden drum shells? Let us know in the comments and see you in one of the next videos.